is not just financial. There is also the component about openness in terms of we sent you there to go and do some work. Is there a level of accountability that brings that to the table? To say, look, in 1 year, I did 20 oversight visits. This is how much I earned. This is what was paid. Apart from all of this, we'll be able to then come to a point in which we say, oh, this NAS is truly open.
Which also brings me to the question of when people say, who oversights the National Assembly? Who oversights the National Assembly?
Citizens. There is no... you see, the difference between democracy and dictatorship is interrogation. The ability to question. Once you take questioning out of democracy, it becomes dictatorship. And who does that questioning? You are a representative. Representative means that I went there to stand in for people. So those people have a right to constantly question you. But you see, the concept of the big man in Nigeria, with all his cultural attachments, has removed that ability to question. You don't question a big man. And we took it from independence. When you see, you know, the likes of Okotiebo in flowing gowns, retinue of people following them, and then a Lamborghini in front or something, and then, so you question. We took that away. Democracy is about citizens. When we talk about the power, the office of the citizen, people don't understand what it means, and the power of that citizenship. It embeds in the right of the citizens to question not just the National Assembly, for anyone who is in public office, who holds public office, because public office is a trust. So who oversights National Assembly is in the office of the citizen. The citizens will continue to push. No matter what obstacles are placed on the way of the citizen, they have a right to know. If you are representing me, you went on oversight, I sent you on a message to go and do oversight. You don't come back and tell me how many times you went. And then me that sent you, I just keep quiet, and I'm happy that you are there.
Earlier, you talked about the bigger issue, what is the collusion between Parliament and the MDs. Yes. And I know you're talking about in terms of constituency projects. Yes.
For instance, if you ask a lawmaker about constituency project, the first thing you see is denial. Oh, I don't know anything about it. I sometimes blah, 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 the executive. But everyone who has relationship with this process understands that that is not true. One of the things that we need to do is to see how CAC, the Corporate Affairs Commission, can also cooperate with civil society in putting out the owners of the companies that do public work in Nigeria regularly. Some of them are so, the level of impunity is such that they don't even hide the fact that they are the ones who go to drill the borehole. Their companies take all the contract for drilling of boreholes. And in most cases, because they do not have the competencies, they registered those companies when they were coming to the National Assembly. Mm-hmm. They do abortive boreholes. What is abortive borehole? You drill the borehole today, at the commissioning, water runs, go there tomorrow. All over the communities, those complaints arrive. So the bigger issue is that we need to begin to touchlight very seriously and see how we can break that collusion. And many people, when people talk about budget padding, and you hear, oh no, there is nothing like budget padding. The guy who is called committee this, committee that, committee this, begins the relationship with the MDAs right from the drafting of the budget. My boss ran elections, he spent money. You people who are here, you didn't spend any money. You have to put this project for him. From that point, the padding process continues. So when you block that, when you citizens begin to pay a lot of attention on those issues and call out contractors. If there is a borehole in your village, be interested in knowing who the contractor is. Be interested in knowing why water is no longer running. In my own village, the member representing me sunk a borehole that nobody has drank water in since he sunk it. So I'm not talking from just wild allegations.
Collusion cannot happen without the ministries. We don't seem to talk so much about that.
The reason why we don't do that is that the keeper of the purse is the Parliament. And it has the tool for coercion. It has capacity to coerce. you've been in parliament for many years. So I am Minister A. I come with a budget of 100 million. And truly, I need 100 million. And because I'm not willing to part with 20 million of that budget, you reduce my budget to 60 million. And you because you have power to do so, you do it. So, and I know that if I don't cooperate with you, I will not even be able to do anything, whether for myself or even for the public. So the one who has the instrument of coercion sits on a higher level of intimidation than. That is the reason why sometimes you see people don't talk about the ministry. Any DG of an MDA or listening to this conversation will tell you off camera that the National Assembly is one of the most feared institutions in Nigeria. And it's so naked. I won't stop talking about it. You heard of the CBN secret employment. Mm-hmm. When we petitioned to the public petition committee, what was the reason why that case was never heard again? Because the members of parliament were beneficiaries. CBN couldn't do that without collusion of people who go to represent us to ask questions. Who should say, why did you recruit? Well, once
who oversight the CBN?
Who oversight the CBN? So once they themselves are in cahoots, the citizen is completely denied of any avenue for redress. So the reason why citizens are always about parliament, we don't have a parliament, we have legislature. The reason why we keep talking about legislature is because of the enormous power that our constitution and the responsibilities that it has. It oversights, is the keeper of the purse, is the one that has the power of appropriation. The executive cannot spend 1 naira ordinarily if the National Assembly does not give it the go-ahead to do so.